Did you ever have a case that stands out to you besides your own that you were like, this is life changing. This is what happened. And you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I actually do. His name is Tyler, and he's given me permission to share his story. He actually is the one that sells us our bottles.
Okay.
And him and his wife tried to have a baby for 3 years, and they were going to go down the IVF route, and they decided to pause it for a minute. And he was talking to me about it, and I said, "Well, why don't you just give my kit a try? Just give Parify a try, both of you. I'm going to send it to you." And just see, because when you start to remove things that the body is living off of us, right? They're living off of us. That's the definition of a parasite. When you start removing those things, your body makes way for another living thing to be able to come in and live off of you. I said, so just give it a try. What's the worst that's going to happen? You see some worms or you feel better or nothing happens at all. And, well, they have a 1-year-old now, and it's a boy, and they're so excited about it. And it was 6 weeks after they did our cleanse.
Wow, that's
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah.
And is there a story where it didn't work, where you feel like I have to do more, we couldn't figure it out, or the parasites weren't coming out? I don't know. Is there just a story where you learned from the negative?
Feel like my husband was probably a little bit of that story at the beginning of all of this. And that's why I made the Parify kit so easy,
Mm.
because he was a complicated case as well. They came out his skin and he didn't want to take it. And so I feel like most people, if not all people, we rarely have anyone come to us and tell us that they didn't feel better after with removing inflammation. We all have heavy metals. We all should be doing some form of a heavy metal detox. And I use cilantro for our heavy metal herb. We all know what cilantro is, and it's just the way that I process it. So I don't know of anybody that hasn't benefited at least a little bit from getting some of the inflammation out of their body and helping them kind of combat some of that candida. Like, the sugar is not you.
Right.
Okay.
So, but that was the other thing I was going to ask. When you're
Mhm.
doing this cleanse, do you have to stop anything else? Do you have to not drink alcohol? I mean, what are the rules?
Well, we recommend eating as clean as possible, not drinking alcohol. We recommend, eating clean meat, grass fed, grass finished, no carbs, just no processed foods to the best of your ability.
Mhm.
Society doesn't like to have to change a lot. And so it's getting the herbs in your system for the first few cleanses. And then once you do that, you do feel so much better that you want to start eating differently, and your mindset switches. They can control your mind. And I'll give an example of a parasite that actually is mind controlling that we're all aware of, but they can tell you what to eat. They crave the sugar, they crave the salt, not you, not your body. They do. And so you can combat that part of it. And candida is a very common thing to get. It really is. You eat a little extra sugar, it's grown, and then it starts to want to feed off of that sugar, and it tells you eat more sugar.
Wow, this is so fascinating.